Oh, hello everyone. Are you ready for phase 4? Oh my god, I feel like such a goof when I do that. Like, it's Mr. Rogers style. Welcome to my knitting neighborhood. I'm just happily knitting in my chair, and then you're there, and now we're gonna knit together. Hey everybody, are you ready for phase 4 of the kitty knit along? I'm a little sad because this is the last phase that we're going to work on together. It's been really fun following along on this knit along with you guys and supporting you while you all knit your kitties. So you are probably at the final phase of your kitty or almost there. Phase 3 was finishing the bodice of the kitty with the side panels and the neckline, and now it is time to start working down in the lace portion of your sweater. There's really not that many more tricks to teach you that you haven't already learned. I did shoot a separate video for you for picking up the stitches along the bottom of the bodice, and I'll put a link to that in the show notes here in case you want to watch that to see how I picked up my stitches. There's probably a few ways to do it as you guys are learning with picking up stitches, but I show you my way. And then there is a trick that's written into the pattern to help you ensure that your lace is centered on the center front of your sweater. When I first knit this kitty, I noticed that my lace wasn't like lining up perfectly with the center front, and I ended up ripping back a few rows and fixing that because I knew that it was going to bug me. So I've written into the pattern how to center your lace so that that center line lines up perfectly, which I think you'll really, it's worth taking the extra minute to count back and do that. I know some of you have talked about trying to figure out your own lace stitches for the bottoms of your kitty, and I don't actually think that that will be that hard to do. The trick is coming up with a lace stitch that has a bit of a vertical element so that the lace is kind of elongates your figure a bit. If you find something that's got really this horizontal element, you're going to end up with stripes around your body, which is not for everybody. I mean, if you're okay with that, as long as you know that you're doing that, that's great and you are good to go. If you find a lace stitch that you want to try, you want to swatch that stitch in the round and then block it and take the measurements to see how much one repeat of that stitch uses, and then figure out how many repeats you need to go around the whole bodice of the sweater. I'm happy to help you figure that out a bit if you in the Ravelry group have already done your swatching of your stitch and can give me an idea of how many stitches are in the repeat and how much one repeat measures widthwise and how many stitches are in that repeat. I'll try to help you figure it out for your size, but that's the information I would need to help you get going on that. For any of you that are interested in design, I do have a class on Blueprint called Design Your Own Cowl, and in the Design Your Own Cowl class it actually teaches you how to design a lace stitch in the round, which is basically what the body of kitty is like a cowl in the round going down that's like 38 or 42 inches, whatever the bust size of the sweater is, going down and around. So it's the exact same concept if you've watched that class or feel like watching that class. I have a little visitor here. I think maybe she knows it's our last kitty KAL video too. It's kind of sad. So after you finish your lace, you are welcome to work your lace longer if you want to, if you want your sweater to be longer. If you're not sure you have enough yarn, what you can do is weigh your yarn and then work one repeat of the lace and then weigh your yarn again, and that will give you an idea of how much yarn one repeat will use, and then you'll know if you have enough to do extra repeats if you want. That is a trick I use a lot in design that I think you'll find very helpful. And then you bind off your sweater, and what I like to do is weave in my ends before I block, but then wait to trim my ends until after I've blocked, and that's because your ends can like worm out a little bit, and they worm out less if you've blocked something and then trim them after the fact. So go ahead and try that and see if that works for you. Trying to think of what else. I'm working on Bella's kitty right here. I'm going to reach down, sorry, out of the screen for a second. So I'm working on Bella's kitty. I've just switched over to where I'm starting to use the mohair. I've picked up all my stitches and I'm going to be working in the round on that. We have until May 23rd to finish our kitties and post photos of them. I know a bunch of you are done already, so you're welcome to post in that thread as soon as I have it up on Ravelry. I've got a special prize for you that I'm about to tell you about. And I also want to talk to you about what you guys want to do as our next knit along. So the prize is actually this necklace that I am wearing right here. I hope it's in focus. I have a great photo of it too that I can show you. And this necklace is made by my friend Laurel O'Brien, who is a local jewelry designer. Some of you might be aware of her work because I've posted her pieces before. Some of you might be aware of her work because she's come to Knit Ithaca, my local retreat in Ithaca that I do once a year. She comes to the Saturday night event and sells her necklaces. And I think she was a little surprised the first year by how excited people were about her work. It's really, she's a great artist, and there's something about her pieces that are just not too fussy. They're very, very wearable, which I really like, and I tend to wear something of hers multiple times a week, definitely. So I actually got one of these necklaces for me and then one for you guys. I got a little bit of a smaller one for me just because I'm so vertically challenged that I do a little better with more delicate pieces, but this one's like a little chunkier and a little more of a statement piece. And now that I'm wearing it more, I'm like, maybe I like this one more than the other one, but this one's for you guys and I'm going to keep the smaller one. So this is going to be your prize, and I'll ship it to the winner, who I will choose probably on May 24th, because I'll keep that thread open for all of May 23rd for you guys to finish your kitties and post photos in there. I cannot wait to see all of them. And then I'm also going to post a separate thread to see what you guys would like to do for the next knit along. I don't think I'll do a structured knit along like this with like a schedule because I'm going to be traveling a bit, but I do have one or two ideas for knit alongs where I could support you guys from the road, and also maybe do weekly prizes or something. Something a little simpler, but still so we're all knitting something together towards the beginning of the summer. So I have one or two ideas for that, and I will post that for you in the Ravelry group. Buffy wants to say that she's had a really good time doing the kitty knit along with you guys, as have I. And when I am done talking to you guys, I'm gonna go brush her because she is shedding all over me and my kitty. So my kitty is literally a kitty right now. Thank you guys so much. Can't wait to see all your kitties come to life.